Okay, I think we're live. Hello, everybody. Hello again, twice today that I have been live. So I'm so excited about tonight's class. This is going to be a really fun class, easy beginner style class. I call them Splatter-N-Chatter. So I'm really excited for all of you that are taking part in that tonight. And I know that many of you will be catching this on the replay. I will leave this class up, both the class from tonight and the class that we did on Monday, which was Little Frida. I will leave the class up for at least a week or so that you guys can get a really good chance to do it maybe during the weekend. Those of you that are working full time and aren't able to do it through the week. So hello, Andrea. Hello. Say hi, everybody, when you come in. Everybody's starting to roll in. I'm excited. Who is painting with me tonight? So just to start off, if you are brand new here, my name is Kellyweiler. I am the owner of Girl Upcycled, a local studio located in Ohio, in Zanesville. And I'm also the owner of a awesome online art group called the Creators Club, which is actually opened up starting on Monday. Doors close on Friday. So this is why I'm doing these little beginner classes, just to kind of let you know what my teaching style is and give you a chance to do some of my beginner style classes. Not everything in there is beginner though. I just like to offer something for every level. So if there's new people coming in, we do have these Splatter-N-Chatter classes that will help you get to the next level. Okay, my whole entire purpose for the group is to take you from either a beginner level or maybe you haven't painted in a while and you're a little bit nervous. So my whole goal is to take you from there into a place where you have your own unique artistic voice. And that is what we do in there. I kind of nurture you and work you through until you start to get comfortable and you start to really find your own groove, is what I call it. So let's see who's here tonight. Who's painting? Hello, Michelle. Hello, Christine. Leilani is here. She's here for an hour. Sue is here. All right, guys. Also, this is a great time if each and every one of you would sprinkle the love. You know what that means? That helps me grow as a small business. So I want to go over really quick what products I'm going to use before I get started. So tonight is Frida's bouquet or Frida's flowers, whichever you want to call it. And it is made to match the existing painting that we did on Monday. So it will coordinate beautifully, okay? I am using, let's see, this one was just the 8x10, and the one I'm painting on tonight is 11x14. You can do this on whatever size you want. You can do this on Hi Carrie and Catherine. You can do this on journal pages, watercolor pages. You can find an old cereal box at your house and open it up and paint this on the inside of it where the cardboard is, for all I care. It really does not matter what you're painting on and what you're painting with. What I'm concerned about is that you are at least painting and that you are getting your body in motion and getting the movements down, and that is what's going to make you a great artist, simply just by doing often going through these different practices, okay? So that's the most important thing. All right, so let me put this aside and let me get my first plate out and I'll kind of walk through what I've got on my plate. So what I've used here, basically the same colors as Monday, okay? I've got a bright turquoise color, which is called Old 57, but you can use any brand. This happens to be the DIY paint brand. I have a beautiful color called Blue Iris from the DIY paint brand, It is a cobalt blue. So you guys just find what you have and make it work, okay? Don't sweat the small stuff. I've got a darker green, and then a brighter green, and I have my white right in the middle. Okay, so that's my first plate. So I like to have all of my cool colors. So cool being your blues and your greens and that sort of thing on one plate. And then on my next plate, I have all my warm colors. So I'm going to walk you through that, and I need to spray it down. So if you do, I have a fan going up above me. So if you do have your paints out, you want to keep them a little bit moist. So I like to spritz them throughout the process. So again, we have the same colors from Monday. I've got a deep red called Marquee. It's just a darker red. I've got a bright red called Scarlet. I have a bright, almost fluorescent orange. Just acrylics, so I'm using just acrylic paints and DIY paint. I have a soft pink color, and I have a coral color. I have a mustard, kind of a mustard color. That's actually Queen Bee from the DIY paint line. And then a bright yellow. And then again, I have white right in the middle, okay? I don't have any black on my plate. I will probably be adding black at the end, so we can do that later. Hello, everybody. So yes, there are people that have been asking about the group. So if you look at my friend Michelle Replogle, she is dropping the link for you if you would like to get into the group. And if you notice at the bottom of my screen, the ticker that's going by, that also has the link to the group as well. So if you have any questions about the group, this is a great time to ask me. Many of you are inboxing me. I know if you're shy or whatever, no problem. You can inbox me, or you can ask any of the members that are in the group too. So speaking of which, if you are a member of the Creators Club, if you would please tell everybody who you are and let them know that you are a Creators Club member. And then that way, if they want to ask you anything, or if they want to go sneak and look at your paintings, they can do that, okay? Hello, Miss Sue, how are you? All right, so the brushes, let's talk about the brushes. You're gonna need a larger brush, and I just grabbed, this is the Turquoise Iris, the assistant brush. I'm gonna use this for my bottom coat. And then you can just use a round brush about this size. So this is, let me see, this is a number 8, I believe. Yes, this is a number 8 Pro Round. If you don't have this, don't sweat it. Use what you have, okay? I have painted with Q-tips before, okay? You can make it work. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one, but I do have this little filbert here. Also from the Turquoise Iris line as well. So I'm going to have this by my side in case I need it. I have a little pencil. If you need a pencil, a piece of chalk, anything like that, then you're welcome to use that. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I want to get that turquoise color on the base. So I'm going to slightly wet down my brush just a little bit. And I'm going to start by painting the edges just like we did the other day when we were painting. Started around the edges. And this is going to be kind of cool because we're going to have a matching set for your house. So we're just going to use similar colors and similar feel. And it's going to pull both of these paintings right together. Love painting. Thank you. Yes, all of the people are in the group that are saying hello. Thanks for being here, ladies. I so appreciate it. Let's see. It's been really busy today. I've been on here twice. So we were on earlier with Karen Crone. We go live every Wednesday and paint together and just have a good old time. Been busy. So if you see how my brush is dragging, that means I need to wet my brush down a little bit, which actually I'm going to move my water over here. All right. Can y'all see? You know, I never thought about my hat getting in the way. If my hat is in the way, let me go. Okay. I'll try to keep my head back. So we're going to just start painting this on here. And don't overthink it right now, guys. When you add water, it will help your colors to spread a little bit easier. Thank you for spreading the love, everybody. That's so sweet. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Michelle. You guys are so nice. Yeah, so the Splatter-N-Chatters, you guys, when you come into the group, if you are new to painting or if you have not painted in a hot minute, I will direct you straight to the unit section inside the group, and there is a plethora of classes there for you to do. And what that does, it's going to help you get used to using brushes again. It's going to help you get used to how to use colors together and all that good stuff. And it just kind of, it's a little bit slower pace, okay, than the other classes as far as technique goes and all that good stuff. So now I'm just kind of pulling it all. If you want to cross it, you can. A lot of this will be covered up, so I'm not too worried about it. This is going to be the background. And so we will let this kind of dry for a minute. How many of you are painting along with me tonight? Can I get a show of hands? Can I get a me? Let me see if I turn this. Will that be a little bit better? That angle, I think that might be a little bit better, huh? Anybody painting along tonight, or are you going to wait and maybe paint along tomorrow? Thank you, Christine. Christine says, hi, I have been in Kelly's Creators Club for about 9 months. I absolutely love it. It's super supportive and encouraging and fun. Thank you. Catherine's painting along. And Sue Sheridan says, I am painting and I missed Monday. Is it recorded? It is recorded. You can, honestly, to be quite honest, it's super easy to find over on my YouTube channel because it's organized. You can also find it on my Facebook page. It's a little harder to find videos once they go through the feed. But so yeah, you can find those both places. I am going to leave them up for at least a week so that you have time to do them. Donna, hi Donna. She says, I will be doing both on the replays. Awesome. Hello, my friend Judy is here. She is painting along tonight. Good to see your face. All right, so we're just going to do the old-fashioned drying system here. We're just going to dry it just like this. The DIY paint dries pretty quick. If you're using acrylics, it might take just a little pinch longer to dry. I often tell my creators to have a hair dryer handy during the classes, and that way they can dry their layers in between if they need it. I hope the feed is okay. I know my sister said that this morning our feed was not the best with Karen and I, so I'm not sure if it's just when I come up with another person. Hopefully it's okay tonight. All right, I didn't want to turn the hair dryer on tonight, make it real noisy. This is going to be super easy. I'm going to break it down for you though. Is anybody brand new here today? Is this your first time ever watching any of my lives? Don't be shy. Just wondering if there's any new people in here today. So while this is drying, I'll just kind of talk a little bit about the Creators Club, because we go live in there every single Tuesday at 6 p.m. That's Eastern time. And I am either teaching live classes, or I am doing Q&As, or creative encouragement or something of that nature. But every Tuesday I am live in there. Sometimes I will share things throughout the week in there. That's good. That's good. Okay, let's get started and then I'll tell you more. Hello, Cassandra Labaki. Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome. I hope you give it a try and paint with us. All right, so those of you that want to use a piece of chalk, or maybe you want to use, I think I'm going to use a little piece of darker chalk so you guys can see a little bit better. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of eyeball this bottom area. If you notice, it's like the bottom third, right? The bottom third in the corner is kind of where we start. So we're going to just kind of make this little arch on the bottom, right? So that'd be about right there, give or take. We don't have to be really too precise. And we're just going to make this little circular. And you want to also leave a little bit of room over here. It's going to go about something like this. Now, don't overthink this top line because it will completely be hidden. I am mostly just concerned about, this area down here. Okay, so that's our basic starter shape. Easy enough, right? Looks like a knee or a boomerang or something, right? So that's our first shape. And then we're going to just kind of chalk in some basic shapes of where our main placements of some of our main flowers will be. So if you look at this one, the flower that's front and center right here, this is kind of our focal flower right here, okay? So we're going to kind of make that about right like that. And then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to make another one. Notice I'm leaving space in between. And we're going to do maybe another one like right here. And maybe there's another one here. Here. So those are going to be our main ones. And then maybe there's, I don't know, one here going off the page. And we have maybe some here going off the page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Leaving space in between. Okay, that's important because we need to leave that space for our leaves and such. And I'm going to kind of eyeball it, and I'm already kind of feeling like maybe I want this a little bit bigger. There we go. I'm going to make those a little bit bigger. All right, and that's where we're going to start. And we're going to stop right there, and we're going to cross over and grab our paints again. Everybody's so nice. Everybody's talking. Hello to all the new creators. All right. I want to spritz this again. My paints are drying out on me. So that's not a good thing. All right. I'm going to stick with my larger brush. You use what is comfortable for you. If you are nervous about using your big brush, then you can use the smaller round one, okay? It's up to you. There's no wrong way here. I'm just going to use my big one, and I'm going to dip into the cobalt blue, and I'm just going to start painting this. No rhyme or reason. I'm just going to painting it on there. My brush was dragging just a little bit, so I went ahead and wet it down just a little bit. Now, if you want to, let's say you don't want yours rounded. Let's say you want it more of a triangle, rectangle. You would make it more up and down. Right there, you can just kind of take away that arch. It's up to you. And feel free to paint the sides if you want. Sometimes I do that. Okay. Easy peasy, right? So we're just filling it in. Voila. Set that aside. And then we're gonna, this bottom's gonna have to dry before we can put our main flower shape on. I probably should have went around that, and I didn't. So we're gonna let that dry a second. Meanwhile, I'm going to start on some of my other flowers, and I'm gonna grab my round brush for that. And I'm gonna just decide what color I want all the flowers. Kind of go from there, okay? So I'm going to jump in and do some of these yellow ones first. And I'm just going to fill them in. You're going to first just kind of fill in the round shape for right now. I don't want you to be too perfect with it because we're going to come back through and make it imperfect. So what that means is once I've got that filled in, that circle, then we're going to take the paint and we're going to kind of make it a little more abstract so that it's not quite so round. It's going to look a lot like just a blob of paint. Like you've made a mistake. That's when you know you've done the right thing. Okay. So there's that one, and we're going to do, let's do this one, yellow. Whereas my daughter, when she was little, she used to call it lello. So sometimes I say lello. And again, once you get that colored in the circle, then we're going to make it a little more imperfect, right? And a little more abstract looking, right? A little more blobby. So let's do that one. And I want to do red here. I want to do red here. And let's do another let's do another yellow one here. And I'm going to take it up over the top. Are there any questions, guys? I guess I'm just painting along and haven't asked any questions. Or if you've had any questions. Don't see anything coming in. All right. Again, we're going to take that circle and we're going to turn it into kind of a little blob of a look. Right? So I'm good with that. So we're going to rinse our brush off. We'll let that dry. And let's cross over. And we're going to use our darkest red. So before we had Queen Bee, which is our golden mustard kind of color. And now we're going to go over to our dark red, which is called Marquee. And we're going to do the same thing. Start coloring this in. No rhyme or reason, just fill it in. And again, we're going to make little blobs and make it more abstract, right? So it's not quite so perfect. Let's do this one. Corner. The edges. How y'all getting along, okay? You guys are being quiet because you're painting. It always gets quiet during this first part. This is where you need to be confident in yourself, okay? If you look at it right now, it looks very distorted. It looks a little bit chaotic right now, and it doesn't look pulled together. This is where you need to quiet that negative voice that starts to go off in your head. Shut it down. We're not going to have it, right? And you're going to keep working, okay? You're just going to keep going. Okay, I think this is dry enough to do this one down here. Just fill it in. Does anybody else get that negative voice that creeps into their mind? Patty, she says, you make it so doable, Patty, because it is doable. I always tell people when they're hesitant and they don't know, they're like, I love art, but I just don't think I can do it. And I say, you know what? If you have the passion for it, you can do it, because it's just about learning some of these little tricks, okay? It can be learned. People don't just wake up knowing what to do. I know we've been fed that all of our lives, but it just isn't true. All of those great artists, they did not wake up and they didn't come out of the womb just painting and doing these masterpieces. They painted lots and lots and lots of hours, and they had a passion for it. So if you have a passion for it, you can totally do it. All right? Yes, girl. I am passionate. I'm 73 years young. Awesome. All right, so that's pretty good. I think I will stop right there. And let's hop back over. We're going to cross back over into our bright yellow now. Let's see if this is going to work for us. And we're going to start making some little, like I told you yesterday, remember, like little parenthesis marks or commas. See how that just automatically kind of gives it its own little, it's already looking like it has little layers of petals. We're just doing these little nice little easy commas or parentheses. And the key to it is to put those marks over top of it without completely covering that bottom layer. So if you look at this flower, you're still able to see the underpainting, okay, which was the first layer that we put on, was the underpainting of the flower. So that's still going to show through. And we're going to here, put some of these in. There you go. You can make it thick too if you want. Okay. I'm washing my brush real good. I usually like to have 2 containers of water so that you make sure it's really clean in between one color to the next, okay? All right, so our next color that I'm going to use is the scarlet red, which is a really, really bright red. And we're going to start the same movements. Putting these parentheses. Now, the key to it is you don't want it to be too awfully perfect. Nature is perfect in that it is not perfect, right? So it has lots of imperfections. And so we're going to just almost like messy putting these little marks on here, almost in kind of a messy, haphazard kind of a way. And I can't see over here, so I'm going to whoops, cover a little bit of that yellow, and that's okay too. Rinse it really good. Okay, we need to let that sit for just a little bit. I'll let it dry. Those of you at home, if you can hit it with a hair dryer before we go to the next level, that will be probably very helpful for you. Sometimes when you're just starting out and you start diving into a new color or a new layer and it's not dried, sometimes it gets a little messy and it can start to get muddy on you. So if you can just kind of dry it in between. So what we're going to do is we're going to work down here. We're going to put these little polka dots down here. Leave room for, let's see, like if we want to put a little leaf or something, so you want to leave room for that, but we're going to put some polka dots on there. So I'm going to dip into my white, and we're just going to add some dots. And if you want to, you can do the dots big, you can do them small, whatever. It's all up to you. My brush is dragging, so that tells me that it is drying out. It's much better. Anyway, guys, we start the month off every month. Every first Tuesday of the month, we start the Creators Club off with intuitive painting, which I really, really highly recommend that to all the members in my group, because I feel like that is how they are going to figure out what their own unique voice is when they start doing the intuitive art. And it starts off to be a little more abstract at first, and then as you kind of grow your art skills and refine it, you can actually really do some cool stuff with your artwork. Negativity is a daily struggle with me. I can't even believe that, Michelle. You seem just like you're so on top of it. You really do. But everybody has their thing. Alyssa, hello. It's another member. How are you today? All right. So I think what I'm going to do now is I want to start to add a little bit of greenery before I add the pink flowers, just because I like to have a little bit of greenery underneath and then flowers over on top of it as well. So that's kind of my thoughts with that. So I'm going to grab my green paint and I'm going to spray it down. And then we're going to just kind of add some leaves within. So I'm just kind of pushing and I'm pulling up so we can get some greenery underneath here. And wet my brush down a little bit. Lines, pull it through to the center there. And let's do like this is coming out. I'm going to kind of make these a little bit thicker. Kind of did like a big, almost looks like a tongue shape right here, but I wanted it a little bit thicker. Let's do some greenery here. So it's kind of peeking through. Everybody doing okay with the greenery? Colors are so happy in this painting. Thank you, Miss Christine. I appreciate that. Yes, all is well here, Alyssa. It is happy color, isn't it? Here, who doesn't need a little bit of happy right now? Okay, I did forget to put the leaves on this little piece right here. So to put the leaves on, I'm going on this little piece that's like vines. I'm going to push and pull up, push and pull up. Or you can do it the opposite way. See what's best for you. Maybe you do a light touch and push down. Point and then push. You You can do it either way. Push down and pull up. Push down, pull up. Does that make sense, guys, what I just said? So when you push down, what happens is your brush gets wide, okay? Let me show you. Let me show you up close. So if I barely even touch it, it's going to be a little skinny line, and then as I push down, it gets wide. Or you can do it the opposite way. You can push down and pull. Push down, pull up. And it makes these cute little leaf shapes. So that's just like a real easy go-to to make little leaves. And then once you get the hang of it, you'll get kind of speedy at it after a while. Okay. And let's see, I'm like tempted to do like another one, like right here, going down. I think I will. I think when I did the original one too, I had a little bit bigger brush. So using different brushes will, you know, you can get different shapes going by using different brushes. I'm going to put a green leaf down here, get a little curly cue going. Maybe there's like one sticking out here. I don't know. Just kind of look at your piece and see where you think it needs some added. I might even just add some greenery, just kind of fill in a little bit. We will be adding some more flowers to this too. So, all right. Everybody's quiet tonight. Wash my brush really well because we're going to change colors. All right, let's go for some pinks now, guys. And so you're going to look at some of your open spaces that you have, and you're going to start adding some of your pink color that we have. We've got 2 pink tones on here. So I'm going to use my coral color first. And let's see if I can add some color here. Be careful because some of that green is still wet, so we don't want to mix our greens with our pinks, right? That would not be good for us. All right, and let's do some of this pink over here. And I'm going over top of some of the yellow. That's okay. okay to do. And again, we're just kind of putting in those blobs, little blobs. Hopefully you guys can see okay. What else? Let's see. We do, guys, what else do? We do a member's choice quite a bit in my group. Every month we do a member's choice, which is kind of fun. We did, over the summer, we did a ton of like farm animals and goats, roosters, Highland cow, owls. I'm big into owls, so we're always doing owls. Let's add like one here. What else have we painted? Oh yeah, we just got, thanks Alyssa, we just got done doing a month-long intuitive practice. That has, like, that's my favorite, is the intuitive painting. So everybody has just, they've done so well. So I'm just kind of eyeballing everything, and I'm figuring out where, like, we need to fill some spaces. Right now is kind of all I'm doing, filling spaces. Let's do a little one, like right down here. We have done so much. We do a lot of figurative painting in there too, but I do not want that to scare you if you're new, and I don't want you to be afraid of it, because I have some really, really easy ways to get you started on how to paint figuratives too. So please do not let that scare you from coming in. So do you see how we're just kind of, we filled up all of those little gaps that we had? We have a really nice bouquet going on now, right? So we're just going to start putting in all of the little details now. Hi, Kristen Calhoun of She Paints. She is also in the group. She says, there is so much learning we get to do in your group, almost more than we can absorb. In a good way. That is true. Thank you, Kristen. I appreciate that. There is a ton, but you don't have to go in there and do it all. You can just try to come in and hit the lives, and then when you get a free day, you can go through and do some of the recordings. If you're not sure what direction to go in, you just give us a shout out, excuse me, and all of the members will jump in and help direct you. So easy as that. So let's go ahead on our next layer of our flowers. I'm going to, let's see, rinse my brush, and I'm going to dip into the next pink, which is a lighter pink, and then we're going to put our little marks in here. Our little parenthesis marks, remember? Kind of like parentheses. Okay. And then right now, while your brush is still wet with the paint, we're going to dip into some of that white that is in the middle of our plate, right? We're going to get that, and we're going to dip it in, and we're kind of mixing it with the color that's on our brush, and we're going to put a few little parenthesis marks, and that's going to put some highlights in. Voila! See how quick and easy that was, doing that little, and you can alter it if it gets too dark. Go back in with and put a couple more marks in and darken it back down again. Okay, easy as that, guys, promise you. All right, so again, we're going to do Same thing, we're going to take that light pink and we're going to put our little parenthesis marks in here, and then we're going to dip into our white and make some of these highlights in here, make it pop. Just go back and forth as needed. Okay. Hit all of them the same way. You'll get kind of fast after a while. Once you start getting the hang of this, you'll just bust right through your little flowers. You'll be making flowers left and right. We do a lot of florals in the Creators Club. My group loves florals, including me. I love florals, so it's a lot of fun. Who doesn't love flowers? I mean, right? Got to. I'm just going to do all this little bunch of flowers right here all at once, and then I'm going to dip into my lighter color. And I'm going to just kind of tap it in. Little, continuing those little parenthesis marks almost. Blending as needed, if needed. It's up to you how much detail you want. So this is what it's looking like. All right, so we have pretty much our pink is done. So I'm gonna clean my brush really well. And I'm going to jump back in, and I'm going to jump into that bright orange tone, and I'm going to add a little bit of highlights to my red with this bright orange tone, right? This is exactly how we made Frida's flowers. Whoops, I just see that? I just splattered. I splattered as we're chattering. This is why it's called Splatter-N-Chatter, y'all. Right here. Boom. So what you can do is just spray that and make it drip. You make it work, right? So this is the bright orange that we're just kind of adding as another layer. You can kind of see how that just is automatically making it pop a little bit. I feel like the yellow, if you feel like you need to add anything more to your yellow, I would say let's go into the real bright that we had, the bright yellow, and we'll add a little smidgen of white to it, and let's see if that'll do anything for us. If I don't like it, I can change it, but I feel like it needs like a little something else in there. What do you think? Yay or nay? Feel like it needed that. So that was the bright yellow. We just added a little bit of white to it, and then you've got your third color. Just kind of throwing those highlights in there. Hello, Catherine. Oh, that's okay. She says she forgot we were going live today. Catherine is another member in the Creators Club. A lot of club members are here. Thank you, girls, so much. I figure y'all are be tired of me by now. I was live with them Tuesday, Monday night, and then now. So they're not sick of me yet. So this is what it's looking like, guys. Okay. Let's go ahead and I think I forgot to use that bright green. Let's get the bright green and just highlight some of our greenery while we're at it. Want to? Let's just throw a little bit of highlight on our greenery. Let's do little dabs of it throughout. I always tell the ladies it's always about the layers, right? So those of you that are in the club that are watching right now, what is one thing, what is one really helpful thing that you learned when you came into the group? What is something that just kind of like was an aha moment for you that really made a difference in your technique? Put it in a comment so that everybody can read it and see how that has made a difference for you. Little spokes. Any areas that you see that are open, just kind of fill it in with the bright green, and it'll just fill in pretty nicely. You'll want to probably look at the side before you get done, and make sure that you got your side painted if you want it painted. Some people do not paint the sides. So. Okay, so the one thing that I added just for a little bit of whimsy, if you look on this, was blue leaves. And I did them real playful and did little dots on them. And the reason I did that was just to pull together the little polka dots that I did up in her bouquet, or in her hair, I mean, and it just kind of pulled it together, right? So that's why I did that. So let's see. Catherine says it is so much fun. Jade, who is a member, is saying that journal and practice, keep at it. So one of the main things that I have you do when you come in is get an art journal. And it helps keep it like if you don't have a lot of time to pull all your art supplies out, you can at least do a little something in your art journal. It's really important. Alyssa says rotating your canvas in different directions. So exactly, she is talking about when we are doing intuitive art, we flip the canvas around quite a bit, and it helps give you a new perspective on your painting. It also helps you identify different shapes, and it helps you kind of come to a conclusion about what your painting is going to be when you're doing the intuitive artwork. Sue Sheridan says, my furniture painting has improved a lot. Woohoo! Layers and blending. So happy to hear that. Catherine Miles is saying, be free and loose and to keep at it. Yeah, I'm always after them to loosen up with your brush strokes and how you hold your brush. So we do a lot of practices and things that will help you with that. So thanks, ladies. I can't just pick one. Catherine's saying, taking photos of your work. Yes, that is a good one. All right, so I'm changing my brush here to this little filbert, and I'm gonna wet it down, and then I'm gonna jump over and I'm gonna just add a few little whimsy stuff with the blue, just for some giggles. I don't know. Let's just go. I'm gonna go push it down, and then I'm gonna come in. So I'm doing the push down so it gets wide and it's dripping, and I'm okay with that. And then pull up and it gets thin. So you push down, it gets wide, and you pull up and it gets thin. Push down wide, and you can even twist it. See how I'm kind of twisting it so it gets even thinner. Big one right there. This is with the blue iris. Okay. Hello, Derek. A little late. That's okay. Jade is saying stepping away for a little bit or look at the painting through the camera. Yes, exactly. So I teach them to walk away from their painting and then come back to it with fresh eyes, or looking at it from a different perspective. Like right now, I'm looking at the camera, which is showing me my artwork, and it is showing me different things that I can't see because I'm so close to it. So sometimes getting a little bit of distance helps so much. So yes, thank you for that. All right, let's do touches here. It's really getting thick on me. I tried to be prepared ahead of time so my paint is getting a little bit dried out. All right. All right, let's do like maybe one right here. And I'm going right over top of some of those flowers, which is fine to do because it's going to give it a little bit of depth that way, right? Not that there's really blue leaves, but you know, we can pretend. I'm gonna do a little curly Q down here. All right, and then we can add little polka dots, just kind of give it a little whimsy, and then we'll kind of detail it a little bit with some black, and then that's going to be pretty much done. So I'm going to, let's see, since this is a bigger painting, get a bigger brush. Brush, and I'm going to use the back of the brush if I can. It's so drying out so bad. Might not work. Is everybody doing good on your painting? And you're just going to tap it in, and my paint is almost drying out, so it's not the best dots, but let me wet it down. The white. Does anybody have any questions at all about the club? I got some messages also about asking if we did anything with business in there. And the answer is yes. If the members request it, I will help them with it. But it is not it's not just all about business. It's all about art and art business. So if there's anything I can help them, I do. We also offer the rights to teach Splatter-N-Chatter classes, which is what this is. So I help them if they need help on how to run a class so that they can make money on the side or just help their creative businesses in a way. A lot of them are that are doing the classes. It pays for their membership. It also pays for all of your art supplies, which, like, you guys, that's when it gets fun, is when you can afford nice art supplies and a nice easel. And not that you need that. I didn't have an easel I just got mine. I really don't. I mean, it's nice to sit down and paint, but I stand a lot and paint, so I'm going to make some little lines on here. Let's do some dots here too, just for fun. So you can see, just adding little bits of whimsy like this just kind of changes the whole feel. If you want to like put some little bright marks in your flowers somewhere, you can. It's up to you. Okay. And all I have to do is get a little bit of black paint, and I'm going to just kind of do a little bit of outlining, and we'll be good. Thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. I so appreciate that. It's been a long day. A lot going on today. All right. Lots of work. I love all of your work from Monday. Those of you that have shared, if you've not shared your work from Monday, please do. And if you do finish this piece, share it with us, will you? I'm just going to go and I'm just going to kind of outline lightly. And I'm just going to put a little bit of a shadow around some of these circles. This is just extra stuff. You don't actually have to do this. It's just, it gives it more of a playful, whimsical feel when you start outlining and doing things like this. Playful. And I'm just going to lightly, I don't want to press down real hard because I don't want to overpower it with the black. So I'm using just a very soft touch with the very tip of my brush. And I think that's probably good. Did I miss anything? Maybe. I'm going to do some little. I'm putting some little fun lines on here just to make it. I'll show you a close up here in a minute what I'm doing, just to make it a little whimsical. All right, and that's all she wrote, guys. Catherine is saying one more thing. It was the best thing I did for myself. Catherine, that's really what it's all about. She said that being in the club is something that she's done for herself, that she must have really needed that. And Catherine, I hope you don't mind, she is from Australia, so we have people from all over the world that are in there, and it makes it really fun and interesting how we're all pretty closely connected, even though we're so far away. So this is what we ended up with, and I will show you. So this is what it looks like together. So it's a matching set that you can hang on your walls. And I hope you guys had fun with this. So this is just a great little sample for all of you. If you do have any questions, please reach out and talk to me, talk to any of the members. I'm sure they would be happy to help you. The group is a monthly membership group. There's no long-term contracts that you have to sign. My hope is that you get in there and that you build your confidence and you get the courage you need and get your confidence built up. And we show you some amazing things that you can do. And I just want to watch you blossom as an artist. And we are all there cheering you on. So that is what the club is about. I cannot wait to meet all of you in there. The doors do close on Friday. They're only open for a few days, and I only open the group up a few times a year. So once the doors closed, they're closed, and then you will be locked in on that price. So if prices do go up, you will still be at the same price. So you won't get charged anymore. Along with that, you guys have access to all of my videos that are a la carte. So my door envy video, any of my furniture painting videos, you get exclusive rights to watch all of those and access to have me help you along at any time you need. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please share your finished work of both of these pieces in the comment section so we can all see how they turned out. Okay? Any questions? Sue says, good night, everyone. This club does so much for me. Thanks, Kelly. Thank you, Sue, for saying that. That is very nice. Have a great night, everyone, and I will see you inside the Creators Club. And let's go make some amazing stuff, you guys. All right? Bye.